Alright, so in this video, I wanted to go over our email strategy and kind of the reason and methodology of why we have emails in our entire funnel. So yeah, let me just go over the entire flow and then I'll explain each step. So basically, we have the software product and it's right here. And let's just say this is the SaaS, and I'll like go over the traditional user behavior when they come to our site. So we have a landing page, and on the landing page, it will explain what our software does and what problem it solves. So someone will sign up and then they will see the product, and then there are two scenarios. So the first scenario is if they are in our target audience and they buy immediately, right? So this is a very, very rare case. And I think for our current software products, this is like at less than 5%. So 5% of the people that actually sign up will buy the product. And I want to mention that the people that come to the landing page, I think from the landing page to the sign up, it is around 30%. So you can see that even though someone has clearly shown interest in their problem getting solved, they still don't buy. So this is a big problem because out of the 5% that people that do buy, there are 95% people that don't buy, right? So these people have showed interest, but they haven't bought. And this is a big problem because typically with software, it is very costly to acquire users, and it's much cheaper to educate them and then to convert them to buying. So there are a lot of people that either buy the software or they don't buy the software because it's too confusing. It might be too pricey in their head. They might not be in the exact market. So let's say they have a similar product or similar issue, but they don't see the value of the product. So either it's not clear, or there are like probably like 50 plus issues of like why they don't buy, right? So there are all these problems of why they don't buy, and we need a way to not only convince them to buy, but also to educate them on why they're losing money by not purchasing this product. So we do that with email. So basically, there are two ways that we grab their emails. So the first way is, let's say we run ads, or we have Twitter content, and we have one of these lead magnets that offer them a free ebook or template in exchange for their email. So we get their email this way. We also get their email if they come through on Google. So let's say they search up like local SEO software, and then they sign up for the software. So there are a bunch of ways that people will sign up for the software, and they all have the intention of getting their problem solved, which is making more money with local SEO, right? And there is like a huge gap from where they are and where they want to be, which is in most cases, since this is a B2B software, like they want to make more money. So there is a huge gap. And basically what this gap is that they have a limited understanding of what our product does. They have a limited belief system. So either they don't believe the product works, or they don't believe local SEO is right for them. So there is a belief and trust problem, right? So that's like the main thing, which is like they don't believe us and they don't trust us. So we are using email to bridge that gap from where they are and where they want to be. So basically with our product, like we know it works, and this is confirmed because we have people that buy it and they get results. So it's not an issue with the product not working. It's an issue where the people are not fully educated. Yeah, I wanted to start off with like why we even have email in the first place, and it's not just because we want to like send more emails just because, and it's like a very important fact of how we convert people that sign up but don't pay. So now that we have that out of the way, I wanted to go over the entire email strategy of how we convince them from not knowing us to buying our product. Okay, so let me just clear a board and let's start from the beginning. There are like the first thing that we have to realize is that there are several audiences that might use our product. So let's say at a awareness level, right? So at the highest level is, let's say they're very familiar with local SEO. So these are local SEO agency owners, and they are aware of their problem, and they are aware of all the solutions. One good chart for this is Eugene Swartz awareness level. So this is like very important to understand while we are doing our email copywriting. So basically, there are 5 stages of awareness. So at the lowest level is unaware. So they are unaware of their problem, and they are unaware of the solutions in the market, right? So you can imagine like these are people that might run a business, but they're not aware of any tools in the market, and they're not aware about what local SEO is. And then there are 3 stages in between the highest level, which is the most aware. So they are aware of their problem. They are aware of the problem. They are aware of the product, and they are ready to buy. So this is the most hyper aware, where like what they need is just a small nudge. So you can imagine that what we want from our email is to convert someone that is totally unaware of the problem and product to someone that is most aware, and that they are willing to buy our product. So yeah, like I just want to stop here and just mention that like this is like very key to understanding like how email should be run. So if you don't understand like this awareness like concept, like it would be very worth it to just like put this into ChatGPT and understand it fully, right? So yeah, let's get more into the video. So basically, we want to take someone that is unaware and convert them to someone that is most aware. And the way that we do that is with this email funnel. So if someone gives us their email, we have different steps of the sequence. So in the first sequence, what we're doing is we are breaking all of their belief systems. So this is step 1, which is to break their beliefs. And then the next step, which is to educate. And then the step after that is to convert. So I'll go over all 3 steps. So basically everyone has beliefs about their problems, their business, and their lives, right? And basically we need to have someone in a certain set of beliefs so that they're even willing and open to buying our product. So the biggest issue is like they don't believe that this solution will help their lives, or they don't believe that local SEO works, or they don't believe that what we say is actually true. So there are tons of beliefs that we have to break, and this can probably be its own separate video of how you write emails that break their beliefs, but this is basically the first thing, which is to break their beliefs. And then after that, we have to educate them. So basically with education, it's like most people, they don't want to learn, but the way that you can teach them is you first show them their desired outcome. So basically with our product, local rank, what we can do is basically we know all of our users want to make more money. So we can tie in their desired outcome with education on top of it. So basically what we will do is we will send weeks and weeks of content that will show how they can make more money by local SEO. And basically we just have a bunch of emails that teach them about local SEO, and by the end of the email sequence, they should have full understanding of why local SEO will make them more money, right? So that's the main thing, which is just to educate them about the problem that they have and the solution that we have to help them solve their problem. And then basically the last step, which is conversion, which is like they fully trust us and they like our content. And then the last thing that will get them over the edge is just giving them a ton of social proof and giving them some like urgency. So this urgency can be in the form of discounts, which isn't always the best, because then you just train people to like only buy when there are discounts. So the other types of urgency is like saying how this is only valid for this year. So let's say in our example of local rank, what we can do is this special hack that Google has allowed is only happening in this month or this quarter, and our software is able to capitalize on that hack. And if you want to make more money, then you can use this hack by buying our software, right? So there are like tons of other ways of adding urgency that isn't just giving a huge discount. So yeah, like I will make a separate video of how each of these sections should be written, but this is at a high level of how our email sequence should go after someone gives their email and they don't sign up or convert immediately. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention in this video quickly is about the topic of broadcast emails. So broadcast emails are a bit different than the ones that we have in a email sequence. So in the email sequence here, this is the email sequence that they will receive weeks and weeks after they sign up but don't pay. So this is the same email sequence that everyone gets. But with broadcast emails, what we do with broadcast emails is that we will write one-off emails that have some related news, and then we tie our offer into that news. So what I mean by that is, let's say Google drops a new model like tomorrow, and we want to capitalize on that news, right? So what we can do is we can say like, Google dropped this new model, and this will help you make more money in the problem that you're having. We give information about the news, and then we tie it in back to our product and the problem that we're trying to solve, and we just give a call to action for them to buy a product, right? So we use news because most people will only read something if it's new or if it's urgent. So in this case, we're using the angle of new. And what we can do is, after we send this out as a broadcast, if it is relevant to add to our email sequence, we can. So basically, whatever we send out as a broadcast, if it's actually relevant and useful to add to our sequence, then we can add it to our sequence in the education flow, right? So that's how we should think about our email sequences and how to convert someone from being a total cold traffic to someone that buys. So yeah, I will make a separate video on these three things and a separate video on broadcast emails, but just wanted to make this video as a high level overview of how to use email to convert people that try your product.